Ottawa lost a tiny but touching piece of its history this week. The abandoned Britannia United Church at the corner of Carling Avenue and Richmond Road was destroyed by a fire of undetermined origin Tuesday afternoon. Nobody worshipped in the old church, nobody lived in it, and nobody worked in it. But with the church has gone one of the few reminders that Britannia Road was once the main street of a real town, a community with an identity and a history all of its own. The unassuming frame building was erected in 1911 as the Britannia Heights Methodist Church. It served the growing community of Britannia Bay, which local historians Harry and Olive Walker say first came to life in 1873 with the construction of a sawmill along the waterfront. The Canadian Central Railway, later a part of the Canadian Pacific Railway, soon put Britannia on the map by designing it a flag stop. The area around the intersection of Carling, then called March Road, and Richmond Road was known for a time as Mosgrove Post Office. The Walkers note that postmaster, farmer, and sometimes Britannia Bay lighthouse keeper Robert W. Winthrop lived in the Blacksmith's Forge, the log building across from the church now owned and used by the city. The Britannia Heights Methodist Church was one of two churches serving the community. The other, St. Stephen's Anglican, was erected on Main Street, now Britannia Road. The Anglican congregation dispersed a number of years ago, but the handsome little church remains. Little else remains of Britannia Bay except for the old sawmill, which was converted to Britannia Yacht Club about 1900. New development along Carling Avenue has hid the old village. The Methodist Church, which joined the United Church at amalgamation in the 1920s, was abandoned by its congregation in 1961 when a new Britannia United Church opened on Pinecrest Road. The firm of McIntosh and Watts sold china from the old church for a few years, then the Canadian Artists Outlet used it for selling paintings. Just this past summer, Cossap Construction intended to occupy it as a construction shack, but their planned condominium development never got off the ground. The church just stood there, its neo-Gothic pointed windows boarded up with plywood and its delicate barge wood decaying. The interior still contained the fine original wood paneling, but there were holes in the floor and the basement was full of garbage. Neighbors did not even know what denomination had worshipped there. Not even the city planners in the old forge knew. Nobody cared.